are Americans doing a good job managing their savings? That's the big question. And according to a new survey from Santander Bank, the answer is somewhat mixed, with only about 20% of Americans saying they have more than $25,000 in their savings. To help break down this survey, as well as giving us more tips on how to save, we've got Tim Wennes, who is the Santander U.S. CEO. Thanks so much for taking the time here with us, Tim. We'll get to the tips here in a hot second. We just got to dive into these findings, though, and really kind of get a sense of where you're seeing this from the Santander side as well.
Brett, thank you for having me on. I'd say the positive takeaway from our survey is the majority of Americans were building savings, adding to their savings in the first quarter. This is against a narrative where we're hearing that people are spending down excess savings coming out of the pandemic. So that was a positive finding. And I think showing that 3/4 of individuals do have savings goals, and the majority are meeting those savings goals. So I take that as a positive. On the flip side, we're finding that people are not necessarily doing all the planning that they need, and that many people don't have good awareness. They don't have financial confidence in terms of their knowledge and aren't taking the actions necessary to get to achieve those savings goals, or paying attention to what interest rate they're earning on that money they've worked so hard for.
How has the confidence kind of moderated of people, of savers, to continue adding to an account where they're building up the nest egg?
What's interesting, some other research that we do, we're finding that 3 in 4 Americans are they're optimistic that they're on the path to financial prosperity. And the big obstacles to that have been inflation for the past year, and some of those are starting to come down. But what we're still seeing is far too many people are not taking action, and only 1 in 5 have taken the opportunity to move to a higher rate savings account or certificate of deposit in the past 12 months. And still 60% of savers are earning less than 3% on their savings. And with market rates in the 4 to 5% range, they're leaving real money on the table.
What is the benchmark figure right now on average that you're seeing people move over to a savings account on a monthly basis, perhaps?
Well, we've got the majority of Americans are kind of in that middle tier. Federal Reserve data says about $8,000 is the median savings account. And if you think that we've got the majority of people earning less than 3%, market rates would be closer to 5%. They're leaving as much as $20 a month on the table in terms of foregone interest.
Wow. Okay, so let's get to some actionable tips here for people who are trying to, turn the tide or kind of turn the corner here in their own savings habits. I was taking a look at some of your own GPS tracker data as well here, and the report that was the impetus for this conversation. Where are you seeing people employ the necessary kind of tricks in order to just change the mindset around savings?
So the first thing is assess where you're at. How much do you have in savings? What interest rate are you earning? And what are some of the other options? For some people, if you haven't started savings or you're not accumulating as much savings as you would like, make sure you're setting the appropriate goals and make it easy for yourself to save. Pay yourself first. Set up that automated transfer into your savings account right when your paycheck comes in to help you start to accumulate those savings. The majority of Americans have a savings goal of less than $300 a month. So it doesn't matter how much you start with. What matters the most is you start now and that you're doing it on a consistent and regular basis.
Tim, great to see you. Thanks so much for taking the time and breaking down some of the findings here from Santander. Tim Wennes, who is the Santander U.S. CEO. Appreciate it.
Brett, thank you so much. Have a great day.
Certainly. You too.